The biggest game of the day featured that young man, Pat Hayden, the Rhodes Scholar, quarterback of the Rams. Right here is Roger Staubach of Dallas, throwing on 3rd and 11 to Billy Joe Dupree for a touchdown. That tied it at 7-7, the Cowboys against the Rams in the second quarter. Still 7-7. Look at Pat Hayden's stats on the day. Pat getting great protection. Only 53 seconds remaining in the half. Number 81, Ron Jesse. And he gets across for the score. The Rams led 14-7 at the half. In the fourth quarter, it's tied at 14-14. Rams 2nd and 12 from their 29. Again, Hayden goes to Ron Jesse. Look at him, cut into the middle. Go downfield for still more yardage. That hit by 46, Mark Washington. And then that play set up this deep downfield to number 82. Willie Miller didn't even have to break stride. And the Rams went on to upset the Dallas Cowboys 27-14.
The handoff. He had to sort of reach for Dorsett. But look at Roger. As soon as he sees Dallas has it, you know, he just like Muhammad Ali, sort of relaxes the whole body and worries about the next play.
This is a final score. Tampa Bay beat Minnesota 16-10.
Wow.
And those of you who've been watching that game, welcome to our broadcast from the Los Angeles Coliseum. The Dallas Cowboys against the Rams. It is 7-7 here. The Rams come up to blitz on 3rd and 4. They do blitz, and Staubach fires. Whoa, well-timed, wouldn't you say?
Cromwell got away with it. That's the only way you can play it when there's a safety blitz. They may have blitzed both safeties.
I think they did.
Roger got off a good throw. Cromwell, who's a heck of an athlete out of Kansas, broke it up.
He had the right call. He had the quick post call for the blitz, but he didn't get quite enough on it.
Jackie Wallace is number 20, just re-signed by the Rams. Staubach is 10 out of 16 for 103 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Danny White will punt. A high hanging spiral.
Oh.
The Cowboys keep batting it back, but it's to no avail. It'll come out to the 20. Bruce Huther.
It's like a volleyball game down there, doesn't it?
3 guys were spiking it in the end zone and doing a pretty good job of keeping it alive.
On their own 20-yard line. 42-yard kick by Danny White.
Inside look at the television ratings war. For one thing, Ed Jones on first down will make it 2nd and 10 for Pat Hayden, who quarterbacks the Rams.
Pat, we were talking to Dallas people about Too Tall Jones, and they said his championship ring was a size 19. Now, that's a bracelet. And
that sounds like a neck.
That's the biggest ring that Jostens, that company, have ever made. It was...
Or waist, even. A 19. 2nd down, it'll be Cullen Bryant, and a good call. Capoletti, I'm sorry. Cullen Bryant is the other running back, number 32, D.D. Lewis.
Harvey Martin really chases this time. Harvey went way outside and got caught.
Tom Mack did a great job on Randy White, too.
Well, that's a good call.
Good-looking play. 9-yard pickup. They like them all to be like that. It'll be 2nd and 1 at the 29. Slater and Mack on the left side of the offensive center. Saul of the Rams. Mack many times an All-Pro, and still. That's Capoletti. Stopped by Randy White. Jethro Pugh at the bottom of that pile, helped out by Benny Barnes as well. Looked like he might be short.
It's going to be close. You know, I talked to Rich Saul, the offensive center for the Rams, before the game, and I said, how do you feel? And Saul said, fine, and he had everything on his body taped at least 3 times. Those offensive linemen look like something from a sci-fi movie right now. They're all taped, and look at Saul. He says, I feel great this year.
I wonder how he snaps the ball.
I don't know. I do not know.
Very carefully.
Butch Johnson back deep for Dallas. Glenn Walker is the Ram punter, standing at his own 14. Good kick. Oh, super. Scout put. Oh, the Rams hit him. Ron Smith wheeled away at Butch Johnson before the ball was 10 yards away from him.
It's a great idea, but it really doesn't help the situation, does it?
The old schoolyard game, tackle the man without the ball.
There
Like
it
he
is.
just made up his mind just to run right on through him, didn't he?
Acted like that's the way he was taught from grade school on up.
Special team duty is terrible duty anyway.
Well, you wait so long to do so little, but it's important.
Were you captain of the special teams, Pat?
Was I?
Penalty is 15 yards.
I was afraid. Chuck Eberling.
Fair catch interference, number 84. First down.
Fair catch interference.
The officials all came over and said hello to us in a nice way.
Number 84.
We wished all of them good luck, and they wished us good luck.
Ball's on 21-yard line.
First and 10, Dallas. 7-7 the score. Line of scrimmage, the Dallas 41. Andy Frederick jumps offside, trying to get at Jack Youngblood. Frederick is 6'6", 255, has taken the place of Rayfield Wright, who for so many years is an All-Pro and still recovering from a knee injury. Houston beat San Francisco 20-19 on that field goal by Tony Frisch. We would welcome you who've been watching that game to our broadcast of the Rams and the Cowboys. Our score is 7-7. This is Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire and Sonny Jurgensen. First 15 at the 36. Newhouse shuffles right. Staubach throws to him.
Boy, Cody Jones again making big trouble in that pocket for Roger Staubach.
Having a little trouble holding him out, aren't they?
They must be doubling up on Brooks. Let's watch the right part of your screen and see what happens. He just throws Rafferty down, makes penetration. You know, Pat, we were talking about you can come in this league as a rookie, great running back, or a receiver sometimes, and play a lot. But those offensive linemen like Frederick and all, it takes 2 or 3 years to really get it all together and know where everybody is.
The toughest thing is pass blocking.
Especially in this system, too. It's a sophisticated system, and tougher in Dallas than a lot of places.
Tom Landry told us in Denver that 4 preseason games were just not enough time for his system. Staubach takes once, throws deep down the left sideline. Tony Hill is the intended receiver. Rod Perry back there with him along with Bill Simpson.
Number 80 made sure nobody intercepted the pass. The important part of this was not that it was incomplete, but that the Rams didn't come up with the INT. Watch Tony Hill now at 6'2", go over the 5'9" cornerback and make sure nobody gets it. That's the importance of catching it sometimes.
Philadelphia beat New Orleans 24-17. The Eagles with their first victory under Dick Vermeil. We are 7-7. Ray Malavasi, who at one time played for the Eagles, now coaches the Rams. It is 3rd and 15 at the 36-yard line of Dallas. Preston Pearson and Tony Dorsett flank Roger Staubach. Protection again is good, and Staubach's going to take off. He will take off. He will have his first down and more. And Staubach hustles out of bounds inside Ram territory. Nolan Cromwell, the tackler.
Roger so far this year has only run 3 times for 3 yards. Is that wild?
Amazing thing. Watch how long he stands here, and he isn't concerned about who is behind him. And then everybody's chasing receivers now, and he's got open field.
But you know, for 36 years old, he really is still a young person, isn't he? The rotten guy, right? He really is. Physically, he's still superb.
Final score, Philadelphia 24, the New Orleans.
He and Tom Landry have had, by Staubach's own admission, disagreements about play selection. Roger would still like to call his own play, but such is not the case. Roger says you can't argue with the man. Look at his record. First down, Dallas. The Ram 41. He's going to throw his being chased. He throws in the direction of Billy Joe Dupree. Crowd obviously thinks it should be intentional grounding, but he was firing in the direction of Dupree. Cody Jones on the hustle.
The whole thing is not whether he intentionally grounds it, but if he looks like he's doing the throwing just to keep from losing the yardage, which I think he was.
I'll have to go along with you there. You know, that run by Staubach was only the first down they've made by rushing.
Art McNally would be glad to hear you say that. 7-7 Denver, San Diego. McNally, of course, is the head of the NFL officials.
Don't worry, Tom. No one's perfect.
2nd and 10. The handoff gets maybe a couple. The handoff is piled up by Larry Brooks. It was Dorsett.
Big Mike Fanny was in there to work that one, too. I think Cody Jones getting a little bit of a breather.
Jack Reynolds made the stop.
Buffalo and Miami tied 7-7.
Boy, Chuck Knox has done a heck of a job with Buffalo, though. They're a very competitive football team.
Over on the Ram bench.
That's Cody there.
That's Cody Jones.
They make him sit down because they can't reach him if he stands up.
And that's how you get a breather.
There he is.
Swami Jones. The blitz is on, and look out, Roger. Was he hit by Bill Simpson? Just got rid of it. What a shot.
And I mean, the safety men are taking about a 10-yard run at the line of scrimmage, and they're getting there just like they're starting a relay. There they come. There comes Elmendorf. Rafferty's grabbing him, but to the left side or right side of your screen is where Simpson was slipping through there. He really drilled Roger.
He came untouched, too. No one laid a glove on him.
The way they're timing that thing, I think I'd change my snap count, wouldn't you? Danny White standing back at the 45. Jackie Wallace of the Rams back at the 10. Danny White lined up to his left, and Jackie Wallace went that way. It goes out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. Spectacular kick by Danny White.
I think Aaron Kyle was right down there to make sure that it was right in the corner, flipped it back. Fischel in a perfect position.
Rams ball first and 10 on their own 1-yard line.
The pylon went out of bounds, and so did the ball at the 1. Scarlet Skipper is expected to be favored in one of harness racing's top events for 2-year-olds, the Kentucky Pacing Derby. We'll broadcast it live from Louisville Downs today. At halftime, so stick around. That'll be live. Hayden gives to Cullen Bryant. And Big Cullen breaks out to about the 10 before Benny Barnes makes the tackle.
What a play. Now, it's been said that Cullen Bryant, a great defensive back, All-American, Colorado in college, he's not a great ball carrier because he doesn't have finesse, but I'll tell you, he doesn't fumble it, and he really puts the shoulder down. 235.
9-yard pickup will make it 2nd and 1.
What a place to get away from that goal line, too.
If you run like that, you don't need finesse. Flag goes down on this one.
I'll take it back 5.
I heard somebody say he would take it back 5.
You know, Harvey Martin has been kept under control.
Legal procedure by the Rams.
Illegal procedure by the Rams. Harvey had a tough time last week in New York. Game you saw. Got thrown out of the game in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, he had a little problem with a few Giants, like 10 or 12 of them.
A final score. And how about the Redskins?
All right, 28-10, huh?
Number 77, offense.
Doug France jumped too quickly. Like to welcome those of you who watched that Redskin victory. And the Skins off to a 3-0 start without Sonny Jurgensen.
Oh, wait a second.
7-7 here. Hayden on 3rd down again gives Cullen Bryant, and he will not get the first. Randy White, Jethro Pugh, Harvey Martin, and Ed Jones all involved.
Boy, Randy White really makes a good play that time. He went along the line of scrimmage, and right at the line of scrimmage is where he sort of filled it in from behind. The old fill trick.
It'll be 3rd down.
The old what trick?
Fill trick, a defensive lineman talk.
4 yards they need for the first down. The line of scrimmage, the 7. 2:20 left on the scoreboard clock before halftime. he'll throw from here. Looks like he might. No. It's Caponetti. He drags a couple and hustles and struggles and tries and comes very close to getting that first down by Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris.
What an effort. And, of course, it was Cappy and Bryant late in the game against Atlanta that did get outside that made it. Good play.
And they moved the markers. Capoletti's effort. And his effort alone got the Ram first down. It's still 7-7 with 2 to go before the half. First down Rams after that fine run by John Capoletti. Stick around at halftime. We'll bring you highlights of what has happened already today, including the Tampa Bay Buccaneers upset over Minnesota, and a comment and a statement from Commissioner Pete Rozelle about the controversial calls that have taken place in the last 2 weeks. And Hayden is going to throw. Got a man, Ron Jesse. Got him, too.
I'll tell you one thing, the offensive line did a heck of a job. Tom Mack to the right of your screen. Watch him take Randy White on the line of scrimmage. And Hayden stays in the pocket, which is clear and pretty clean.
Jesse was open early, wasn't he?
All the way open. I wonder what kind of a wrinkle he used. He must have just gone on the fly. 45-yarder.
45 yards on the pass play.
He can long jump over 26 feet, so he could... Guys like me to run right over, jump over us.
So look at that. I think it freezes that defensive line by the play-action fake.
Bryant stayed in and picked up Too-Tall, who was beginning to sweep inside. It's a good throw, Sonny.
He makes a good throw. The ball hung just a little bit. Watch Jesse wait a little bit right here. He may have scored if it had it in front of him.
I tell you, the safety man took a couple of false steps. Somebody went up to think it was the run.
Benny Barnes on the coverage, and that's the kind of football that Ray Malavasi intends to initiate.
He's a solid guy, and I like him because he will go to his other coaches and get a consensus to make decisions, Pat. He doesn't hide the fact.
Tuesday night on CBS, Paper Chase first, and then the Tuesday night movie, The Shooter. Willie Miller, the intended receiver. A good throw again from Hayden.
The only thing that might make the groan come up is, was it face guarding? But Aaron Kyle, the right cornerback, the #1 choice a couple of years ago from Wyoming, really makes a good play and acts like he's looking at the ball. Hayden sets up pretty good, Sonny.
Well, there's no question about his ability to throw the ball long, because he throws this one like 55 yards in the air.
And watch Kyle to the right of the screen. Let's see if he's looking up like he's chasing the ball, which I think he is. But you got to watch defensive backs. They've got all kinds of tricks.
Boy,
went on through, huh?
I think he could have had that one.
Well, that's a quarterback talking. Should have caught it, right?
Should have caught it. Oh, certainly.
Quick count. Rams go and Hayden throws. Caught. Willie Miller this time. I don't believe he got out of bounds to stop the clock. It's still going. 1.5 minutes left before half.
Boy, they got a field goal kicker, Patrick, that Corral, who can really bang it from 40 or 45, though.
He beat the Eagles. It is 1st and 10. At the Dallas 31, again, it goes quickly, but a flag is down this time as Hayden hustles right and fires a grounder. Mike Hegman.
A one-hopper.
Boy, the official started to grab that flag, you know.
I don't think they get set.
Don't you think that's a Ram idea against Dallas, is to come out before they can do all that shifting and get all those 6 defensive backs in? Quick count them like that?
It's a good idea.
It's a good thought.
Well, I'm glad.
Let's see who drove. We all agree with you.
Thanks.
A little bit of a debate on the sidelines now. The Rams don't think they got a fair shake. Look at Malavasi. He's saying, now Waller gets in there.
A little concerned about
illegal procedure, huh?
He had to. I think that the man in the slot formation was moving. He never got set.
Illegal motion, number 81, offense. First down.
Jesse, huh?
Right.
Well, they were going on a hurry-up type offense since they didn't stop the clock, and I think that's why they got caught that way.
Sonny, the tight end Nelson hasn't caught a ball yet, and I really like him coming all the way back through formations, you know.
Give Charlie Waters some credit.
I'm sorry, Sonny. Rams still have 2 timeouts left. Dallas pursues Hayden, but Capoletti was open momentarily. covered by Aaron Kyle. Rams, as I started to say, have 2 timeouts left. Sorry.
And Hayden is a little bit shaken up. Too tall, and Randy White got him in the old nutcracker and really worked him over. Let's see if we can maybe see that. We might not see that replay, but he really got... Watch to the left of your screen now. You'll see 72. There's Randy White. They all get him at once.
And he had to throw the ball off balance, and that's the reason it was behind him a little bit.
Also from Fright.
That isn't fun, believe me, when someone is uncovered running full blast at you to make that little throw out there like that.
Inside handoff, Colin Bryant down inside the 30 to about the 29. And now the Rams will take a timeout. He was stopped by Ed Jones.
Number 3 around. Is he warming up on the sidelines? Corral, the kicker.
I see him walking alone.
No, there he is.
There he is.
He thinks he's in some kind of a marathon. They better get him back into the team structure.
You know, being down on the field next to him, he's a big man, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. The only field goal he's missed this year was from about 45, and it hit about 3/4 the way up the pole.
That, I believe, is Sonny Jurgensen in an Eagle uniform being blitzed by the Giants.
That's Rosie Greer that's got him, and there's Robustelli to the top of that picture.
Right.
Was not a blitz. That was just a normal rush by the Giants.
And normal blocking by the Eagles. Huh?
And as you said, not much fun, huh?
Not much fun.
I bet you completed it, though.
So the Giants, probably.
How about this guy? Could he play a little bit? That's Ernie Stockner that just walked out of your picture. Now he's back in it. On the headset is Gene Stallings.
Look at all those signals. He's either just hitching his bells up or he was giving them some kind of a defensive call. There he is.
He could still play.
All of that means get to the passer, you guys. Here's Hayden. And the Rams have a completion to Willie Miller.
Good slant call. Now the Rams are in the hurry-up position, and the Cowboys have to get back with a new rule this year. They can't stall and walk around like they're making a move. They get a timeout call. Here comes Hayden. Tell you, Mrs. Hayden didn't raise no fool. He's a very intelligent quarterback.
They did call a timeout. They now have 1 left.
They anticipated the blitz then and went with a short slant. Smart call.
What's he studying over at Oxford? Pollution or something? Environmental studies? You know?
They teach pollution at Oxford?
A lot of it.
Oxford. Not a shirt.
That's a school in England.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Rams just used their last timeout. Don't forget, at the half, we'll show you highlights of what happened around the NFL today, including the Tampa Bay Buccaneers upset of the Minnesota Vikings. And we'll have a statement from Commissioner Pete Rozelle about the two, particularly the 2 controversial calls of the last 2 weeks. One involving San Diego and Oakland, one involving Minnesota and Denver.
You know, Hayden looks like Turkey Lurkey, but I'll tell you, he's a pretty good quarterback, and he had a couple of years in the WFL that gave a little bit more than just, you know, coming
Turkey Lurkey?
Well, you never read any nursery rhymes?
Hayden. Jesse. Touchdown.
That was like a running pass to Jesse. It looked like Hayden jumped up so he could see.
Great effort on Jesse's part.
They doubled on Randy White.
He throws it at the back of the linebacker.
Jesse sort of worked behind Barnes on that.
What a great play by Jesse to come up with a pass and get in the end zone. You realize this drive was about 99 yards?
That's right. They started on the 1.
99 yards against the Dallas Cowboys.
Hayden's first touchdown pass of the year and Jesse's first touchdown reception of the year. Morale's extra point makes it Rams 14, Dallas 7. Here's the touchdown.
All right. Again, let's see if Hayden, who at 5'10", has to sort of look up at everything, but he really found him on the nose. And watch the jump by 81.
That was Benny Barnes trying to cover, and he just got behind him, and he threw it right at the back of him. Good throw and a great play by Jesse.
Great leaping ability.
They're going right at the Dallas strength, too, you know.
Tom Landry. And that's Frank Corral, the Ram kicker. USAC's Trenton 150. Live coverage from the historic Trenton International Speedway. Al Unser is the leader in the USAC point standings, followed by Tom Sneva. Both of them will be competing. Mario Andretti is also expected. The Ruffian live. That'll be coverage from Belmont Park. All on CBS. And here is Butch Johnson, also on CBS.
Hey, both teams are running that kickoff back in good shape. Now, what are you thinking for Dallas? Just getting down and close enough where Septian can try to get him on the board?
I think you'll see him go to the shotgun and make a quick drive. They got plenty of time. 42 seconds is a long time.
Dallas also with 2 timeouts remaining.
Roger is 0 for 5 his last 5 throws. Pretty good pass rush being put on him, and a little blitz action. A lot of pressure.
The action, blitz-wise, has come from the Rams safety men particularly. They won't do it this time. A 3-man rush from Los Angeles. Shotgun is right. Dorsett. Struggles for a couple before he looked eye to eye with Jim Youngblood.
Youngblood's job just to keep him in bounds, just to keep him inside. There's Septian getting ready to kick. They'll get another play off before they call any kind of a timeout, I guess.
Roger throws out of bounds. Preston Pearson was in the area, number 26. They stop it with 15 seconds left to go.
Seems to me that the Rams made a few adjustments defensively, and they're playing the pass patterns a little better now.
They're like a 3-8. I've seen teams try to run that against you. The thing that amazes me about the Dallas situation right now is that a 3-man rush shouldn't get to you. But it gives the guys a lot of room to go ahead and freelance, and they can put pretty good pressure with Dreyer, Youngblood, and who's in the middle, Brooks or Mike Fanning?
Cody Jones, I think.
All right. They can put pretty good pressure on you with just 3 guys.
Youngblood does do the pressure. That's Preston Pearson. He shuffles across midfield, and now let's see if Dallas takes the timeout. Yes, Drew Pearson signals that that'll be the case. Jim Youngblood made the tackle.
Good call, huh? Super call. Extreme
Touchdown for Los Angeles. Ron.
You have to buy a taco for 2 weeks. This town loves it, boy, when you win, and you know it. And he's put them in position to lead at half anyway.
Mike Ditka, Jim Myers, Roger Staubach, and Danny White. They are discussing what they might do to get Raphael Septian in range.
Give me a 6-second play and a timeout.
I don't know, what is his range? I would imagine 43 or 2 is probably max.
Problem is, if you complete the thing inbound, the clock's almost going to run out on you, so they may decide to maybe fool them and go long. You can't afford to throw the screen pass and have the man run around with it because the clock will run out then.
Charlie Waller, along with Pat Hayden. Septian's range, he got it there from 49 yards earlier, but it was wide left. So that's about max, I think. That'll be coming up next at half live. 6 seconds before halftime. Rams 14, Dallas 7. Fitzgerald with the blind snap. Staubach. Overthrown direction. Drew Pearson. That ought to be all of it. And it is. So as the 2 teams, the Cowboys and the Rams, head for the locker room at halftime, it is Los Angeles 14, Dallas 7. Neither the Cowboys nor the Rams have returned from locker rooms as yet. We're still at the halftime at the Los Angeles Coliseum with the score. The Rams 14, Dallas 7. A sellout crowd in Los Angeles. The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League.
Pat, I always thought that coming out of the same entrance was about as touchy as you could get it. You know it? Both teams that have been locked up for the first half have to sit there and wait to be called on the field, and they're looking at one another, and that was really a moment of truth.
Referee Chuck Heberling and his crew also coming out of that same tunnel.
How about the Rams getting 76 yards rushing in the first half against the Cowboys? I don't think anybody thought they could run the football. Sonny, did you think they could move it on the ground as well as they did?
No, not at all. How about you look at the yardage that the Cowboys got, too. Staubach gets 23 of those. They're rushing yardage.
Dorsett really very much contained by the Ram defense. 12 for 24 for Roger, but that's deceptive a little bit.
It was, because he missed his last about 6 or 7 in a row. He missed.
And of course, 5 for 10 for Hayden, and the big TD pass is first of the year to Ron. I can jump 26 feet 4 inches, Jesse.
Can you believe that Dorsett has run 13 times for only 14 yards?
I'm looking forward to this second half. This should be quite a contest.
As we said, as we began this broadcast, many of the so-called experts feel that this would be sometime in December, the NFC Championship game, the Rams in Dallas. Where it might be depends on which team would have the best record at that time, if indeed that might be the case. Jerry Latin is back deep for the Rams. Raphael Septien will kick off for the Cowboys.
Septien kicking field goals before the game. Jack Youngblood was kidding him. He says, why didn't you kick that way for us?
Used to be with Los Angeles, that's right.
He was all over me. You never made one for us that way.
No thigh guards, no knee pads, no hip pads.
No tackling either.
Raphael Septien from the 35 then. Good kick. Chases Jerry Latin about 8 yards deep back in the end zone. About a 72-yard kickoff.
He got all of that one. You know, we're talking about no tackling, but he did make a tackle and save the touchdown last week against the Giants.
See how that Dallas defense begins to play the Rams. It'll be interesting to see if the Rams come out like they did in the first quarter and say, as they say, let's take it to them and don't get fancy and all.
They have no reason to change.
They're ahead.
First down, Rams at their own 20. People have been saying that the Cowboys are invincible, that they're the next dynasty, and all those things. Right now, that looks a little shaky.
I think they're also in a position where everybody's going to take a good, healthy shot at them with a 16-game season. You know, a lot of things can happen in December.
They never see a team. They never face a team. It's flat.
That's the price, if that is the way to describe it, of being world champion.
Wow, Elmendorf suffered a bone chip of the ankle. We saw him coming out on that card. He will not return.
That's a loss for Los Angeles.
There's a big hole.
Doug France really did a job. Harvey Martin and
9 yards play. Vince Ferragamo is loosening, but Hayden hangs in. Cullen Bryant goes in the motion. Hayden fires deep for Willie Miller. Got it.
Hayden is down, but he's up, and this crowd is really going wild. That is Los Angeles offense of maybe 10 years ago, right?
every long ball that he's thrown has been perfectly thrown.
Is that right? He just touched it.
Perfect throws.
Last week, Miller had a 52-yarder against Atlanta to set up the touchdown they scored. Watch this, and watch the blocking.
Good pass protection.
Boy, he cut it loose.
He did, but look at how accurately he threw it.
That's 23 yards to Willie Miller.
Kyle is just about a step off. Boy, that is a perfect throw.
Perfect throw.
Carroll to try the extra point out of Nolan Cromwell's hole. It's 21-7 Los Angeles, but there is a flag. Holding by the Rams. And this might be a little bit crucial here. That means the extra point will come from the 18. Snap will be 7. 35-yard extra point.
This extra point's a very important one.
Pat, did you always go back 7 yards
Yes.
to kick?
I wanted to go further, but
that was some touchdown pass. Wonder why he throws the longer ones better.
Holding offense, number 55.
Number 55 was detected holding.
5-5 is Carl Eckern.
There's Hayden on the sideline. Walked off under his own power.
Again, Cromwell will hold. Not good.
2 field goals or a touchdown on an extra point, you can lose it.
Wait a second, I got to figure that out.
A very crucial holding penalty and a very crucial extra point miss by Los Angeles.
End spot. Nothing really substitutes for gang tackling, does it?
He found a lot of people to dance with then, didn't he? All in white shirts.
Loss of 2 yards. Second and 12.
Denver 27, San Diego 14. That's a fourth quarter score. The Broncos with that super defense contain just about everybody. What happened, Tom?
Lonnie Perrin, the big fullback, went 21 yards for a touchdown.
Second down, 12 yards. 6:54 left to play. 2014 Los Angeles. Fakes Dorsett. Block it good. He has Dorsett. Slips a couple. He stepped out of bounds short of down. He's still on his feet. But it's going to all come back. Shy of a first down, and let's look at it.
He picked a real good block up. This is a great call. Dupre, the tight end, clears out. Dorsett just snuggles in behind him. Now watch Reynolds. The middle linebacker has no chance. There's a missed tackle, really, because of that speed, I guess. Right here, the white shoe goes on. Ooh. It's close. I wish we could. There it is.
There it is.
Oh,
yeah.
my. Bail me out. I thought maybe my vision had crossed.
Tom Landry in conference with Preston Pearson and Tom Rafferty. It is 3rd and 1. Jackie Wallace goes in. The hack comes out. Remind you again that 60 minutes. The new season with 3 brand new stories, including the story of television ratings. That's tonight. Stay tuned after that for the 30th annual Emmy Awards with Alda as the host. 3rd 1, Dallas, 6:39 left to play. Newhouse will get it.
Nothing looks easy for Robert Newhouse, but you know, if you need 4 yards, darn if a good one to hand it to. He is so dependable.
Larry Brooks almost threw him full loss. Had a hand on him, couldn't bring him down.
Got those real short, strong legs.
There's nothing to tackle.
It's true. It's true.
What am I doing talking about tackling? I never made one.
Every time you did, you went to the hospital, didn't you?
That's what you get. That's the price you pay for throwing interceptions.
At the 44, 1st and 10. Pearson and Newhouse. Preston, that is. Drew is in motion. Staubach misread the move by Billy Joe Dupree. Isaiah Robertson was with BJ.
Butch had a better chance to catch that than Dupree did.
Jim Myers and Tom Landry.
Dallas trying to give Roger a little more time to throw the ball. They brought in their veteran offensive tackle, Rayfield Wright.
In for Frederick at right tackle.
All right.
Staubach is 17 out of 36 for 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He has been sacked twice. Not one of his better days. Dallas down by 6. BJ Dupree is sandwiched, and it's intercepted by Rob Perry of the Rams on the deflection. 2 Rams players are down.
Roger had good pass protection. But they really hit Dupre just after he's probably missed the ball. This ball is really rifled. Roger is humming it.
A little behind him, too.
Wham! Robertson making contact.
Dupre got up. The two Rams who collided, Isaiah Robertson and Bill Simpson, both stayed down. Denver, 27-14 over San Diego. Hayden gives to Colin Bryant, wrapped up by Too Tall Jones and smothered by him.
Well, they just want to stay in bounds and keep that clock running now.
Big play by Too Tall, though. He really went over the top, and he had such range at 6'9", the strongest man on the Dallas team.
Biggest fingers.
Size 19 ring, that still floors me.
I'd like to remind those of you along our network that station break will be coming up very shortly. It's just about even now as Hayden gives to Cullen Bryant. He is chased down behind the line of scrimmage by Bob Brunig. However, the clock continues.
Going to force him to put it up, Sonny?
Well, it's happening right now. Jesse just limped off the field, and that's the receiver that's caught 7 passes today.
Got Miller in there.
Dwight Scales has just come.
He can run.
4.5. 60 minutes again. Starts a new season with 3 brand new stories. That will come immediately after the game. Hayden on third will throw. Good time, he fires. And Jesse, I believe it might be Dwight Scales. Jesse limped off. It was Dwight Scales. It was short of a first down. The pass was complete. Cliff Harris made the tackle, but the Rams will still have to punt.
Boy, Pat Hayden has a lot of nerve, though. Too Jones over the top, and Hayden stayed in there and threw the completion, knowing that the building was going to fall on him.
By the way, on the West Coast, 60 minutes will not be seen until 7 o'clock. Butch Johnson puts up the hand to signal for a fair catch. Not a very good punt from Glenn Walker. Cowboys have 3 minutes, 34 seconds. And that time they have to catch up and try to pass. The Rams have to try to hang on. The NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
Interception in the second half, Pat.
Oh, look at the Rams.
Look at Hayden out there.
Look at Malavasi after that 43-yard touchdown by cornerback Rod Perry.
All right, Sonny.
Let's take a look, see who he is throwing to.
Good pass protection.
Again, high, but look at the people. The 3 white shirts. He was covered. But what a run he makes now, huh?
Oh, he can run. He's not too large, 5'9", about 174 pounds. That's ecstasy, isn't it? Ooh. Ecstasy.
Happiness is Rod Perry. Corral. This time he hits. Illegal motion might have been called. I doubt it, but the Rams are in command. And Salvi runs out of bounds. Again, we remind you that it starts a new season with the brand new stories, 3 of them, in fact, including the story of the television ratings game, the one for the highest stakes. After that, the 30th Annual Emmy Awards.
Alan Alda, huh?
Alan Alda, the host. 60 minutes will begin on the West Coast at 7 p.m.
Tell you, the Ram offense has done a good job, but the Ram defense has all day just beat on this Dallas team and really forced them to throw the ball all the time.
They are together. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Staubach throws out to Dorsett. And Dorsett is hung down from behind by Cody Jones.
There's one game ball.
Well, they gave out 11 last week after they shut out Atlanta.
Well, they're going to have 2 or 3 game balls. This whole defensive platoon has played like gangbusters.
You'd have to think Mr. Perry would get one.
You have to think Mr. Jesse would get one.
Maybe Malavasi will get one.
How about Pat Hayden? Let's see, those NFL balls are what, $30 a piece or thereabouts? How about 45 of those? Roger Staubach drops back deep. The heat is on, and Roger fires and finds Butch Johnson down the middle. And keep in mind that Drew Pearson still has not caught a pass.
And Simpson is back in there at safety, man. He just made that hard tackle on Butch Johnson.
Now, you're talking about the Ram defense, Tom. So many of their people have played well there. Their cornerbacks you got to give a lot of credit to. Both of them.
Oh, yeah. That would be Pat Thomas, number 27, and Rod Perry, number 49. Roger Staubach shuffles and has no place to go, and Larry Brooks.
That's the old nobody to hand the ball off to. Sonny, you had that happen a couple of times when the back didn't come through or wouldn't take the ball. What?
Pray a lot and quickly.
He threw it to George Allen.
Let George do it.
Well, I can remember going back against San Francisco, and Mamalini had my right guard up on his arm, and I just hooked it back and said, you can't handle him, I can.
Well, I think anybody that thought the Cowboys would go through this season 16-0 was, you know,
Are you saying
put away.
Too much balance in the league, Tom?
Too long a season. You know, Dallas hasn't had, what, a surgery, a football surgery injury in 3 seasons.
Something like that.
Yeah.
CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time features USAC's Trenton 150. And after that, live from Belmont Park. Trenton's historic track. Al Unser around, among others. Some other scores. These are finals. Chicago 19, Detroit nothing. The Bears 3-0 now. Cleveland 24-16. They're also 3-0. The Giants beat Kansas City 26-10. 2-1 for them. Pittsburgh 28, Cincinnati 3. The Steelers 3-0. Seattle up, yes, you could say. New York 24-17. Philadelphia's first victory was 24-17 over New Orleans. Both are 1-2 now. Houston 20 over San Francisco in the last minute. They're 2-1. The Oilers are. And Tampa Bay gets their first victory 16-10, an upset over Minnesota. Final score, the Redskins 28-10 over St. Louis. They are 3-0, and Oakland 28-3 over Green Bay. All those finals. From the shotgun, Roger Staubach operates by 31-24 over. A zip down the middle went right through the hands of number 55, Carl Eckern. Pat Thomas had a chance to touch it.
Sonny, is the defense forcing Roger to throw it over those linebackers and try in the in-between area there? He hasn't tried a corner or anything to the outside in the last 6 or 8 throws.
Linebackers are really getting deep now. That's what's causing the problem.
Ray Malavasi, you're looking at now, the Ram head coach. He was a rookie with you at Philadelphia, Tom?
He broke up more kickoff wedges than any rookie I ever saw.
He's broken up a winning. 1:51 left to play. The ball at the 4, 3rd 8 for the Cowboys. They got to go. Shotgun formation. Trying to set up the screen is Staubach. And now he's lucky to get out of bounds with his life.
Mike Fanning.
Complete the upset. The Cowboys and Rams had a real barn burner in L.A. Trailing 14-7 in the 4th quarter, Roger Staubach tied the game up with an 18-yard scoring pass to Tony Hill. But the final 10 minutes were to belong almost entirely to the Rams. They came right back and scored the go-ahead touchdown as Willie Miller took a 43-yard pass from Pat Hayden, completing a quick 69-yard 4-play drive. But the extra point was missed, leaving the Rams with a dangerous 6-point lead. But they eliminated that peril with just over 3 minutes remaining in the game as Rod Perry intercepted a Staubach pass and returned it 43 yards for the final score. So the Rams remain undefeated and atop the NFC West.